What's going on, YouTube world and YouTube tribe? Welcome back to LilBigMan Gaming, bringing you some more review for, you guessed it, Monday Night Raw. Now I know everybody be reeling from SummerSlam, Takeover, the recent Spider-Man Far From Home trailer. You know, we reeling from all these little great things. But let me bring you this review so we could have some more great things to talk about. Yeah, so they did a little recap of Monday Night. I was about to say Monday Night Raw of SummerSlam, and basically doing what the recapping what we seen at SummerSlam, which leads us to our first promo of the night, which is Bobby Lashley and MVP. MVP and Bobby Lashley would basically just come out and run their mouths. About basically Bobby Lashley triumphing on Goldberg, calling Goldberg a coward because he was unable. They saying because he quit, which is really he didn't quit. He was unable to continue. The referee deemed him unable to continue because he couldn't stand on his own 2 feet. Thanks to MVP and Bobby Lashley. So, they basically started running their mouths about how the San Diego crowd was a coward, how Goldberg was a coward, and then how Bobby Lashley was attacked from behind by a coward, and Bobby Lashley did what he was supposed to do and put that person in the hurt lock. But then how was he? But they said, MVP said again, like he said at SummerSlam, how was they supposed to know that that person was actually Bobby Lashley, Goldberg's son. So how were they supposed to know that was Goldberg's son? But once again, reiterated, he did what he's supposed to do when somebody cowardly jumps in from behind and put them in a hurt lock. So if anybody was unapologetic or wanted an apology from MVP and Bobby Lashley about what happened to Goldberg and his son, and then Bobby Lashley grabbed the mic and said, "And you can all go to hell." So then the crowd booing as they should. My boy Damian Priest comes out and basically gets in Bobby Lashley's face and basically accuses him of being a hypocrite. Like, bro, you calling them a coward, you calling the crowd a coward, but you was the coward for having to use MVP once again to get the upper hand, and you was a coward for doing what you did after the match. But you want to call everybody else a coward. So Damian Priest challenged Bobby Lashley to a one-on-one, and then a confrontation would break out between the two. Eventually, the heated words caused Bobby Lashley to get mad and punch Damian Priest. They would fight for a bit, but then Damian Priest would get the upper hand on Bobby Lashley, which would cause Bobby Lashley to get thrown out of the ring. MVP holding Bobby Lashley back, like, fine, that's what you want. You want a one-on-one, you got it. Bobby Lashley about to go change it to his gear and come out and whoop your ass. So basically, that's what he did. He went the commercial break. He came back. He was in his ring gear, and he was ready to go. This would be our first match of the night, which would be Bobby Lashley versus Damian Priest. And the match started out okay. It certainly wasn't a bad match, to say the least. It started out okay, but then during a portion of the match, Damian Priest would finally get the upper hand after being dominated for a while by Bobby Lashley. And once he got the upper hand, Sheamus would come out and interfere, causing the DQ, technically meaning that Damian Priest won the one-on-one match via DQ. But Bobby Lashley and Sheamus would begin jumping on Damian Priest. This would bring out Drew McIntyre. And Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest basically fought them off. Then another commercial break, we come back, and now it's a tag team match between the two. So the one-on-one match really was a tag team match between Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest versus Bobby Lashley and Sheamus. That match, so the real first match, went on just as expected. Both sides showed dominance, both sides showed good teamwork, and then they showed even good teamwork by isolating Damian Priest when Drew McIntyre working over his injured back, which he really did kind of injured during his match with Sheamus on Saturday. But in the end, it would be Bobby Lashley would walk out on Sheamus and leave him alone in the ring, which would cause Sheamus to get the Claymore kick and get the loss, which means Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest will be the winners of your match. But it looked like they tried to set up a potential Damian Priest and Bobby Lashley feud, which I'm interested to see. Or it looked like it's gonna be a feud between all three, because there was a backstage segment where Bobby Lashley basically got confronted by Sheamus. It looked like Sheamus is even now like eyeing the championship, so it looked like it's gonna be like a triple threat match. Eventually, we'll see how that unfolds. There was a backstage segment with Doudrop. She basically just was talking about how she's broken free from Eva Marie, and that she thanked Eva Marie for getting her foot in the door here on Raw, but that she didn't sign up to be mistreated, abused, and used. But she will keep the name Doudrop and run with it to make it her own and stuff like that. And that she said that the next time she see Eva Marie, she gonna Doudrop her, which I think was a poor choice of words. She could have just said she was gonna beat her ass or beat her up, something like that. But I'd rather for her to say that than to Doudrop her. That didn't really kind of resonate with me. I'm like, huh? Like, why did you? Anyway, so this will lead to the Eva Marie will blindside Doudrop, beat her up, and tell her this is the evolution, and look like setting up a future match, obviously between Doudrop and Eva Marie. So the second match was Karrion Kross versus Ricochet, which just was basically a squash match. The one thing I do want to comment on is like, why did he had to come out with some like suspenders now to his trunks with this, I don't know, with this like face mask. What the hell was the face mask? What the hell was up with the suspenders? Like, they really didn't need. He really didn't need it, because he didn't come out with it when he was wrestling both on NXT and Raw. So why it's like you try to say, nah, he got this whole, no, please don't have him keep coming out with this weird looking stupid face mask. But yeah, this was a squash match. Ricochet did have some offensive in there. He by no means didn't like completely squash, but it was nonetheless a squash match. And Karrion Kross is your winner. I was about to say Kevin Owens. Karrion Kross will end up being your winner. Then we would get another promo, which is the Moist TV promo with Logan Paul. And this was like one of the good segments of the night, because Logan Paul was getting booed out of the arena. Nobody in the arena wanted Logan Paul there. He couldn't even do the promo correctly because of the booing and stuff. But he handled himself masterfully. Like, to be a person, I say this, like, for me, I almost forgot what the promo, what I was going to be saying in the promo, because of the crowd just like, dang, they not feeling me at all. But, you know, being a professional as he is, that's why he's there, and I'm trying to work to get there. But yeah, they was promoting his brother's fight with Tyron Woodley. That's going to be here in Cleveland. I didn't even know that. But yeah, they basically was advertising that, and then the Miz would come out. And the Miz, you know, he would come out to being the Miz, being the jerk as usual. But for a brief moment, that him and Logan was connected, because they both people from Cleveland, Ohio. So they used that as a connection point until the Miz asked Logan about what round his brother was going to get knocked out in. This would cause like a brief confrontation between Logan and the Miz, because Logan was like, well, for starters, he was saying, you know, his brother Jake is going to basically knock out Tyron Woodley and turn Tyron Woodley into a meme, blah blah blah, and that he was going to and that if Miz asked him another question like that again, he wouldn't be the only one getting knocked out. So then he would get into the Miz's face. The Miz would tell Logan to back out of his face, cause like, or like, or else I whoop your ass. He would do so. Thanks to the John Morrison would separate them, but then John Morrison started having some backhanded compliment. Like, we all know, we all want to see you knock out the Miz right now, but this will lead to a confrontation between John Morrison and the Miz, because the Miz because John Morrison was talking like he was on the Miz on Logan's side. And Miz was telling him, like, look, Moist TV is a direct spinoff of Miz TV. I was graceful enough to let you have this, and blah blah this and blah blah that. They was arguing because John Morrison said, you making this all about you, and they basically get into a little argument. But then this will lead into the next match of the night, which will be because Miz was in his ring gear. He said the only reason why I didn't introduce you or have you on the show was that you was getting prepared for your match against Xavier Woods. And he said, I'm always prepared, John, and blah, 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 this. And then Xavier Woods music would hit to interrupt. And then as he comes up the ramp, we will see Xavier Woods dap up Logan Paul. Because I think Logan Paul during the promo said that he was, because I think the Miz said that Logan was like a Miz fan, but he said he was more of a New Day fan. And that's why he dapped up with Xavier Woods. And Xavier Woods would go into the ring and basically have his match. That match went a little quick because of the story they was about to tell at the end. But it was basically a good back and forth. But miscommunication allowed Xavier Woods to get the win over the Miz. The Miz and John Morrison would have basically another spat in the ring about what happened. John Morrison tried to apologize, said that he thought he wanted him to use the drip sticks. He thought he called for it. He ended up, they both. I think Xavier ended up dodging the drip stick, and so did Miz. But it caught Miz off guard because he had him in the Stone Crusher finale, which caught them both off guard, and then he would allow the Miz to get rolled up. So the Miz, after a while, looked like he calmed down. They was getting ready to spread the crowd with drip sticks, but then the Miz would turn and beat up on John Morrison, and basically beat him and maim him, and leave him in the ring, saying, I'm sorry. There will be a later on backstage segment with John Morrison basically saying that he want the Miz in a match next week, because you're going to end all of it. He said that everything's going on. No more dirt sheet, no more Miz, no more John Morrison and Miz, no more dirt sheet, no more anything of that nature. He said because come next Monday he's going to end it all between them two. This will go into the next match, which would be Mansoor versus Jinder Mahal. And really wasn't into this match, but Jinder Mahal basically beat up Mansoor in the corner to the point where the referee got you got to the kind of fine to let the person out of the corner, or you're gonna get disqualified. And Jinder Mahal, mad over his loss at SummerSlam, basically beat Mansoor up and ignored the 5 count, and thus getting disqualified, giving Mansoor the victory. But he would get scolded by Mansoor would get scolded by Mustafa Ali, saying, this is how you want to win, this is how you want it, telling him that he gotta do better. And this would lead into the promo with Charlotte Flair. Charlotte Flair, I really hated this promo, because I tell you, Charlotte Flair as champion is stupid. It was Rhea Ripley. I was fine with either Rhea Ripley or Nikki Ash being champion, as long as Charlotte Flair wasn't. But we had to listen to her basically going on a rant about why she's the best and why she's bringing more respect to the women's division as champion, not some superhero Kate wannabe referred to Nikki Ash. She said that she is the star of a new women's evolution, and she's the star of the women's evolution too, because she was the star of the first women's evolution. She's going to be the star of the second one. She says she's done playing around. But then Alexa Bliss will come out and basically says me and Lee only came out here to say hi, but we already know that means she wants to be the next challenger to Charlotte's Women's Championship. We will get another match. We will get the 5th match of the night, or the next match, which was Nikki Ash and Rhea Ripley versus Sonya Blazer and Nia Jax. There was a backstage segment with them two, basically just talking about how Nia teaming with Charlotte Flair. Of course, that was what happened with her teaming with Charlotte Flair was going to happen. You can't trust Charlotte Flair, and but they basically made up and went out for their match. I think earlier in the day too, before the show started, there was a backstage promo with Nikki Ash basically asking Rhea to be her tag team partner tonight against Nia Jax and Sonya. With Rhea accepted both of them basically taking the match to uplift their spirits after they lost at SummerSlam. The match was good. It wasn't a bad match at all. I actually kind of enjoyed it. I kind of enjoyed it. I can't say I didn't think I was going to enjoy anything from tonight's Raw because I'm still pissed at what they did to how they made Charlotte champion. I'm still pissed about that. Still pissed about what they did to Bianca Belair. But I didn't think I was going to enjoy this, but I actually did. I actually did enjoy this match. It was fun. I liked it that Nia's adopted is paying homage to Rikishi with the the booty thing. But yeah, in the end, Rhea and Nikki would come out with the win in a really stellar match. This was like one of the good matches of the night. But that was like the second best match. The best match of the night was the main event match, which was RK Bro, or it wasn't even a match. At first, it started off as RK Bro promo, where basically it was celebrating them becoming the the Raw Tag Team Champions. They was having a promo, and one thing I liked about the promo was that you saw how hard Randy was to try to beat Randy, but you could tell it's one of those type of relationships where Riddle is like the annoying dude that's kind of just now growing on you, and you think everything he do is gonna be idiotic and moronic, but then he kind of does do stuff that surprise you and be like, you'd be like, yeah, I can't sit here and say I did not enjoy that. But yeah, it was basically a typical championship celebration, complete with the fireworks and all. But it would get interrupted. The other part I do right before the fireworks started, they was like, the announcer was like, he was like, your new Raw Tag Team Champions RK. And when he got to the bro part, you saw Matt Riddle go. He was just adorable. He just sitting there like, he was just cheesing. But yeah, this would bring out AJ Styles, who basically said that he came out here to challenge Riddle to a match because he's gonna keep beating Riddle and until every Monday until they get a rematch for the Raw Tag Team Championships. I thought AJ got his entrance, but then they didn't get Omos his. Omos didn't even get his entrance. But yeah, this will lead to the main event, which is Matt Riddle versus AJ Styles. It was a good match, good back and forth match, good match. Can't say I didn't like it. Can't say it was an okay match. It was a good match. It was a 5-star match. It was a solid 3 to 4-star match. But it was a good match. It helped get that along with Nikki Ash and Rhea Ripley had to get the bad taste in my mouth for listening to Charlotte Flair run her mouth. But yeah, it was a good match, went back and forth, and Matt Riddle ended up winning by hitting the bro Derek on AJ Styles. Thanks to some assistance from Randy Orton who beat Omos with Randy Orton's scooter present, and then like during the after the match celebration, I think AJ Styles tried to sneak attack Riddle, but Randy Orton will RKO AJ Styles, to which Omos had to pull AJ Styles out of the ring, and basically they will continue the celebration. Now this time instead of Matt Riddle's music, it was with Randy Orton's music, and yeah, that's how they ended the show. So, if I were to give this show anything, I give it a solid. I give it a solid 7 big ups because it wasn't a great. It wasn't a great Raw. It wasn't. It was an okay to good Raw. It did have some redeeming matches that actually saved itself from being a bad Raw, but there was still it was things I didn't like. I didn't like, even though the first match with Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre versus Damian Priest and Sheamus was a good match. I didn't like that it started off as a 1-on-1, then transitioned to that whole little switcheroo thing is kind of get boring. Then I can't say I wasn't interested in seeing what Doudrop would go now that she's broken away with Eva Marie, so I did care for that. The Karrion Kross squash match was okay. I just didn't like what they did with his design. Make me have bad feelings about it, but otherwise it was good. Moist TV was like, it was one of the best promos of the night just because of how the crowd was so into it, into booing them. But if I had to say anything was the best, I did like the Xavier Woods versus the Miz match because that was cool too. But yeah, I think the only match I didn't like was the Mansoor versus Jinder Mahal match. Didn't really care for that, and I hated the Charlotte Flair promo. But other than that, everything else was okay. So it got a 7 out of me. But let me know in the comments down below what you thought of Monday Night Raw. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Did you hate the fact that Charlotte Flair get the boost that she's a 12-time women's champion? Let me know in the comments down below. But if you enjoyed this video, then hit this button right there in the upper right corner for all of my wrestling reviews. And if you really enjoyed the video, you want to support the channel, then you know what to do. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, kill that subscribe button, and turn on that notification so you get notified when I drop videos like this, or hit any one of these videos for more of my amazing content. But don't go anywhere. Got one more video coming at you for tonight, and that's the review for DC's Legends of Tomorrow. Peace.